Okay, so we're going to be sharpening the blade on this. It's something that it really needs and is very important for all lawnmowers of any age to really have. It should be quite regular. So for removing the blade, you have to have the spark plug cap removed and taped somewhere. Especially on these older mowers because, I mean, this thing is getting on 35 years old. So the cord is going to want to kind of spring its way back into place on there if you were to just remove it. So you got to have it taped down, which is really not something that everybody knows, but I think everyone should know that, or at least everyone who's going to work on a motor. Because when you're cranking on the bolt on the bottom, you might start it up. I don't think you would because you wouldn't have the choke down or throttle in any position. Still, it's just a safety measure. So, yeah, let's get that tape down. Let's remove the blade, and then let's go sharpen it. Okay, so I use this vintage Challenger tools set. And it's actually just a mismatch of a bunch of different brands in there. Probably from the 60s, but matched that up into there. Now let's get to some... Don't worry, we got it taped down. So yeah, let's get that off. And I'm not even sure if that's a Challenger branded thing on there. A Proto 5/8 inch. Los Angeles, California. So we're going to have to make sure that that is tight. Very, very tight when we get it back on there. So I'll just take this off and then, yeah. Got our blade off. There's the recycler thing that turns on the recycler. Well, not turns it on, it's always on, but yeah, that's what whips it up into there, which the original bag is over there. So let's get into the workshop and we can sharpen these blades up a little bit. Alright, down on the workbench, very familiar scene down here. So, sharpen the blade up on this thing. I'm going to probably clean it off with this wire brush a little bit. And just get some of that stuff out, get all the dust and debris out of there. And we can work with our file. Look at that. It's probably from hitting the curb or something. Maybe hitting rocks, that's probably the most likely. But anyways, yeah, let's get to it. Look at how fresh and clean and dark that is. That paint on there. And like, right there. Amazing how much grass probably had to go over that to wear the paint off. Anyways, let's get to, let's vacuum that up. Don't worry, I'm wearing a mask. And yeah, let's sharpen the blades. Just noticed this, but it looks like this blade is from 1983. Looks like August of 83. Or that could be a date code right there too. It says something 785. Maybe 47 of 85. And it was bought in the spring of 86. That would make sense. The 83 thing would make me think that maybe they just had a huge stock of these since they weren't making that lawnmower in 83. Yeah, let's clean up maybe the rest of that dirt pile with the vacuum and yeah. So I was stressing out a little bit about whether, I was trying to get this thing as balanced as possible. The way that you want to go about doing this is, here, let me try to find a pencil or pen real quick. So you have a pencil, and I'm doing this from a book from the 1970s about how to do this. Got USA Gold pencil, made in the United States. Why don't we put it just like that? How about, I want to try to center it on there. We might have to remove the mat, or maybe we can go like this or something. But so gotta get it center on there. Sorry. Come on. Let's just pretend that that's not resting on the mat. And so, then you would sharpen each side a little bit, and then if it was balanced, then you're good. But if it's lopsided, like that, then you sharpen up on this side to try to make it balanced, since that's really what you want. I mean, a balanced blade that's dull is probably better than a sharpened blade that's all wonky. So, yeah. Let me try to find a little area where I can do this. So, as you can see, it looks like this side is a bit heavier. I've got it centered pretty darn good in there. It's centered decent, it's just a little heavier on this side. So I'll work on that side, which is actually looking pretty rough compared to the other one. First. Okay, so I have both sides sharpened. It looks really rough on the camera, but it's not as rough in person. I mean, the blade is just very damaged. That's what it looks more so like in person. But before it was just flat on the tip, which, you know, it's going to really work the mower hard, which is what you do not want. So it at least isn't as dull now. But yeah, I think we just need a whole new blade, which I don't even think they would make this blade anymore. Maybe that doesn't matter. And you know, maybe this blade, there's like universal blades or something. But yeah, I can see what else I can do for it. Okay, so sharpness wise, I think we got it pretty good. It won't cut you by running your fingers over it, but it is sure a heck of a lot better than it was. So why don't I balance it, see if we should get any more things on there, and yeah, let's just see how it goes. Looks like we're still leaning a little. No, it actually looks pretty good, actually. Just to check, it does seem to be balanced pretty well. Why don't we try to reinstall it back on the mower? See if it goes. Well, not the mower, but I mean, like, see how it goes. So while, because I'm going to turn all this stuff off, but just to get rid of all that metal dust, I'm going to be running this air filter down here inside of this filtration system. Okay, that's the right way. So, hopefully, no, not hopefully, but mower should run much better now with the blade like that, and it should be way easier on the motor, or engine, sorry. Just overall work way better. Maybe I can get a new, if blades are cheap, I'm not sure how much they are at all. But, so yeah, if blades are cheap, then maybe I can look into buying a new blade. So, I guess we'll install it back on the mower now. Back out in the garage / barn place. So let's install our improved, not new and improved, just improved blade. Okay, we have our blade back on, very tight, tighter than before, which is good. We're going to check the air filter now. Alright, so we replaced the air filter in 2015, I believe. Summer of 15. No, 14. Never mind. And it is looking very good. Or at least on the inside. There's a carb in there. Let me see if I can do this one-handed. Nice and spongy material. Spongy. 3, 2, 1. Ew, ew, ew. How did that get in there? The gasoline smell is strong in here, boys. Alright, let me clean that out. Just the feathers. Hope there's no animal under there. That should help it. Should take the vacuum cleaner up to it. Very nice and pleasant outside now. Up, out. Okay, so we gotta put it in like that. Yeah, that's how it goes. Oh, I see. Air goes in through there. And there. Okay. Don't know how that got in there. How did those feathers get in there, though? That's my question. That's weird. Alright, let's install it back again. Alright, we have that back together. Is it the throttle? Must be, because it's right by the carburetor. Maybe this would be the choke, too, because that would also have to do with the carburetor. Run, 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 run. Okay. Next would be, I guess, to just clean it up around the motor. And also, oh, yeah, we need a new muffler on this. It's extremely loud. Way louder than everyone else's lawnmower. Now, luckily, they still make a very similar, looks like a Briggs and Stratton. Luckily, they still make a very, ooh, somebody else is starting their lawnmower. Sorry about the ADD. They still make a very similar Briggs and Stratton muffler that maybe we can put on here. When the time comes, it's $20. They're new. So yeah, this is like the first model recycler, I think. I think 86 is when those came out, the recyclers. Yeah, 5 horsepower. Let's kind of empty that out. And then maybe we can dust this off with the leaf blower. Alright, so we got the leaf blower, which is also a Toro. Kind of funny, it's a coincidence. But, so yeah, I'll blow this off with all the grass. Can't do it on camera, though. Okay, it is looking much better now. I mean, you can see because it's, like, you can see where the grass and dirt was because it's faded in the areas where it wasn't. Right around that base is all looking nice, and that wedge between there was all full, and that there. Now I guess a damp rag will really take care of this stuff up here. So why don't we do that? Alright, we got our damp rag. Also, it's darker in here because the door is shut. And we can get rid of that. You know, just basic stuff like this is really good. Not only for style, but, you know, if you get all this dirt and crap off, then it has a less likely chance of getting inside of things. So it's good for the engine. It's looking like it's 1987 right now. That's darker than it looks. Although it is, you can tell it's faded, but it doesn't look as faded as it does on cam. This engine was made in Michigan. It's a real Michigan engine. Something you don't really hear about nowadays. It's actual made in USA engine instead of with a bunch of other parts. Most of the parts here are made in Wisconsin though, because a lot of them are Briggs and Stratton, which is in southern Wisconsin. I am also in Wisconsin, but you will not know where. Look at that nice black look. It's time for the drying process. And it is looking much better now. Why don't we get some of this stuff down here? Oh, it's actually kind of it looks like it might be bringing some of that faded look away. I think that faded look is probably just pollen buildup. It's been going over there for the past 30 years. Should have been doing this with a throwaway rag. Oh, maybe this one will become a throwaway rag. Probably not. This is boring, probably boring for you guys, so I'll pause it and then I'll cut back when it's all done. Alright, it is kind of washed down a little bit. I'll have to work on that and that side, along with there and there. But it is looking nice. I mean, compare this to a different part in the video that I showed of this sticker. Nice vibrant colors showing again. And this real nice, pretty good shape. Nice as in good shape. I know I say nice like every other word. Real good shape. 1980s, late 1980s Toro 5 horsepower lawnmower.